Kia ora, good afternoon. So I thought I would just do a quick tutorial for intermediate readers, meaning once you've followed step 1 and step 2 of what I've showed you and you've learned how to read the cards, if you want to do a quick reading on yourself or you want quick answers to something that's a bit more in depth than doing the 4 aces. I've just had a drink of water, sorry. Got the gas. So, so I'm going to show you how to do a reading for yourself. You can do this style for other people, but it's primarily a reading for yourself. If you're wanting answers for yourself, or you're wanting like a quick check-in, a warrant of fitness on your well-being. If you're wanting answers that are a bit more in depth than, the 4 aces that I showed you. So obviously, again, I haven't set the tripod up, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'll shuffle the cards. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I'll show you what I do when I get the readers to split the deck as well. All right. Put it down there. And with your left hand, split it into 3 piles from the right to the left. It doesn't have to be even. It doesn't have to be even. It's got nothing to do with however many cards you have in the thing. You just got to split it into 3, and then you go take the middle, then the right to the left. And then if you want to shuffle it, you can. Well, I usually do shuffle it, but it's just it puts the essence into the reading. It's just what I do. Oh. But, yeah. You get them to shuffle the cards and then you get them to split the deck into 3. It just puts their essence into it. It's just I forgot to show you in the last one. But when you're reading for yourself, you don't need to do that. You can if you want, but it's up to you. It's just what I'm only showing you what I do. You'll find your own way to do it. Right, so after you've shuffled, you'll go like this. This represents yourself, your home, your friends, your family, your money, your work, your love life, and what is sure to be. Now that can be one of 2 things. Either it is, whatever cards these are, will be like an overall summarization of the reading, or what's going to happen in the future. And then you just take the rest of the deck. Sorry, I didn't spread that out properly. And then you just go like that with the rest of the deck. Until the deck runs out, or you can just do it in 3s. So there's only 3 cards on the pile. It depends on whether you want a quick read or something a bit more detailed as to whether you use up the whole deck. No drugs or alcohol in your system. No aluminium. No fluoride. No sugar. Your body must be pure. The only way your biometrics will ever be pitch perfect is when your body is pure and cleansed. So as you can see, I'm using the whole deck. And then you just flip it. As you go. So then you'll flip it and then you'll read it. And then you'll flip this and then you'll read it. And then you'll flip that and then you'll read it. And then you'll flip that and you'll read it. And that's what you do. And that's how you read for yourself. You can do this to read for other people, but this is more a personal reading. It's basically like our version of a Celtic cross. And that's what you do. There's another one where you go like this. Hang on. I have to gather them up. It's the same thing for a personal reading. Shuffling the cards. This is the ones that my sisters taught me when I was learning. Once I'd figure out my cards, once I'd established my relationship with my cards, my original cards are still at the dungeon. I will be getting all my stuff back from the house once I get Justice. He put a big door up and took everything down into the basement to stop me from having access to all my possessions. And I've got like my mum's rosary beads and all of that I want to get from the house, and like my boys' baby photos and photos of Amber. And so as you can see, I'm shuffling, good shuffle. So this is another one. Sacred Cross. So then you read that one first, and then you read this one, and then that one, and then that one, but you save the middle until last because the middle is the most important one. Right, I'm not reading it, I'm just laughing because I think I'm about to get very busy. So yeah, there are two types of spreads you can do when you're wanting to do a personal reading for yourself. Like I said, you can use it for other people, but they're too quick to do as a spread where you would be taking money from them. You know, like if you were wanting to do readings to earn money, those kind of readings would only be taking about 15 minutes, which would really only be good for, see, like when I have my festivals, my occult festivals, my spiritual festivals, and I get all my card readers out, when you're talking about having a lot of people coming and paying for readings, those sort of quick readings would be fine for like, you know, for 10 quid, 10 euros, that sort of thing, for like a quick 5-10 minute read. But they're not the kind of spreads that you would generally do for a living where you'd be charging, you know, up to 100 quid or whatever, because they'd only be taking like 10-15 minutes to read. So for a festival or a gypsy fair or something like that, or for, you know, a quick read or just for a bit of fun, those two spreads would be completely fine. Just remember you go there, 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 and then that one last. So that's like our version of the Celtic cross. So they're just two quick readings, two quick spreads to show you how to do a quick reading on yourself. Just remember it's all entertainment value only. How accurate they are is going to depend on how cleansed and purified your body is when you do the reading, and how much karmic debt you've racked up in regards to anything that's professorial, anything that is prophesized, like the what is sure to happen of the Celtic Circle. will all be based on this is what can happen if you play your cards right, literally. So, yeah, just a quick tutorial for intermediates. If you only bought your cards yesterday or today, based on what I've told you, it's going to be a couple of months before you're ready to do those kind of readings, because you and your cards have to learn each other's language. You have to tune into the highest frequency of the cards biometrically. And your biometrics is literally, and as a physicist I know this, your biometrics, the frequency that resonates off and around the top of your head, what hippy dippies would call the crown chakra, is literally connected to the universe. That's why the neurons in our brain look like the wormholes in the universe. They look exactly the same, because they're one brain, they're connected through biometrics. So the only way you're ever going to have an accurate read, like to my level, to my standard, is when you do the work and purify yourself. If you're low grade, low vibrational, drugs, alcohol, like fetishes hurt your body, hurt other people, kill animals, basically people from my past, and anyone who's a coalition of the Epsteiners, this wouldn't work. And then when they tried, it would all just come back on them, because see all their devil worshipping practices and that of the Illuminati, the reason why they're all paying for their sins now is because they got it all wrong. And they mistreated humanity, and they mistreat their bodies and the bodies of the pure and innocent children, animals, nature, the disabled, the elderly, the people who can't fight back. And now it's all coming back on them, and there's hell to pay on earth. While I sit in my lovely pure bubble waiting to go to Switzerland and fall in love and start my new life. Well, I mean, I'm already in love with starting my new life, but yeah, so just a quick tutorial. So for intermediate readers, once you know what your cards are saying, because you'll learn very quickly as well that, see that spread I did this morning, the cards will change. They shift and move, and my purity bracelet. They shift and move, and what it says 1 minute can be something completely different the next. The faces will change, they'll change expressions, that sort of thing. The cards will end up, they'll flip and have a completely different meaning depending on how strong the flow is between you and whoever it is you're reading, and the connection you have to the universe, because they're connected to the universe too. So it's like the conscious universe allows you to have access to their Akashic record. So when they come to you, the cards already know what they want to tell you, but they need you to tune in like the radio station. And then when you've tuned in, it will sing you the song and tell you the news of the person that you're reading. You have to tune into them. They don't tune into you. They're not coming to you and you doing them the favour. They're coming to you and they're doing you the favour, because they're granting you access to the deepest recesses of their binary system. So it's a privilege and an honour, and not a right that you take for granted. You're not doing them the favour, they're doing you the favour, because they're letting you access the deepest parts of them that nobody else will have access to. And some of these readings you can pick up on their darkest secrets, their biggest fears, and all of that. It's like spiritual counselling. The way that I do readings, I've never done readings how anybody else in the world does readings. When I do readings, it's therapy, because the cards were originally designed to read for therapy, like psychotherapy and spiritual therapy. So when I read, it's for therapy. I don't predict. I'm not a medium. I'm not a clairvoyant or anything like that. I tune into your binary codes, and I fix the glitches in your biometric frequency, and then I tell you the best outcome based on what's going to happen if you do the work, and also give you your warnings. And, I help you work on yourself. I help you better yourself, which is originally what tarot cards were for. So reading with these is harder, because tarot cards already come with the answers. So like, you know how the alphabet, for example, everybody knows that A in the alphabet stands for apple and armadillo and aeroplane and Amsterdam and aromatic and Australia. A already comes with the answers. Tarot cards come with the answers, just like the alphabet. But this, you have to make the alphabet up as you go along and then create a story with it. With tarot cards, the answers are there and they write the story with the pictures given to them. Whereas this, you have to write the story and then create the picture from scratch. It forces you to use your pineal gland, and the only way you will ever read these properly is when your pineal gland is decalcified. So you have to get the fluoride out of your system. You have to keep away from the aluminium and the sugar. Weed is the only thing. Just keep away from anything chemical. Organic and natural is fine, but keep away from sugar, because it causes depression, and it puts neurotoxins in the brain that shut the body down and make you sleepy, and can affect your joints and rot away the joints. And aluminium calcifies your pineal gland. It can give you dementia. It can poison your system. The same with fluoride. Fluoride actually shrinks your pineal gland and can give you dementia, and digestive issues, and even cancers and things like that. So you need to purify your body, which is why I only drink, when I'm burping all the time and I'm like, oh my God, I've got the gas. I only drink sparkling water. It's the only water I drink. I don't drink tap water. I don't drink plain water as well. I drink sparkling water. Mine's sparkling mineral water. So you can drink smart water, but nothing that has fluoride in it. So fluoride and aluminium and sugar are the three biggest enemies for the pineal gland. So yeah, I will be, when we have, when I build the school, we're going to be having festivals, like every month we're going to be having a different festival, and I will be putting on like in New Zealand we call them gypsy fairs, but it'll be like a spiritual fair, like an occult fair, but it won't be anything dark and twisted. It'll just be, where people will come out and sell their talismanic jewellery, and my readers will be able to come and give quick readings. At the Gypsy Fair in New Zealand, they sell all their beautiful arts and crafts as well. They're actual proper gypsies, and you can have tours of their caravans and that, but they'll do quick readings for people for like $10 for 10 minutes sort of thing. The two spreads that I've just showed you would be the sort of thing that you'd be paying for at the fair, because obviously you're talking about hundreds of people. Some of these readers, will read like 100 people a day, but they'll make incredible money with it. But yeah, I will have, I remember once I bought like a hand-painted light bulb. It was absolutely gorgeous. And you can buy like your pendulums, for using for purification. And one day I'll show you how to make your own pendulums. My students made their own pendulums, but I'm a biorhythmic engineer, and my teacher was a metaphysician, and I use my greenstone around my neck like a pendulum. It was the whole basis of me learning how to make my biorhythmic field generator, my BFG. So one day I'll show you how to make pendulums. But yeah, we'll have like our occult fair, where we'll have our readers and, our talented artists and, people telling folk stories that they've written, and we'll have like tents where they can tell their stories, and all to do with, like, the gifts of their ancestors, scrying, palm reading, teacup reading, coffee cup reading. They're all services that I'm going to be providing at the foundation and my wellness centre, and my art gallery as well. So it'll all stuff that's available, but we'll just be putting it all on display for the public to enjoy, and to bring tourists in from the surrounding areas. And I think people like countries like Germany and Italy especially will be interested in it because of the fact that tarot reading, like I said, was originated in Germany and was picked up by the Italians. So they're into that sort of thing. That's what I'm saying. Switzerland is like the perfect place in the world for me. There's nothing there that I don't think is going to be appreciated in regards to what I'm offering. And the talents of what I'm going to be looking for will be right there as well. I'd love to be able to invite Eastern European readers too, because, with your Baba Yagas and all of that, they know what they're doing. They're good. They're very good. It was actually a Russian woman. My sister, I had a miscarriage before I had my son Thomas, and this Russian woman, I got a phone call from my sister back home, and she goes, "Oh my God, I just had a reading from this incredible Russian woman," and she said she laid the cards out, and she said to me, "Do you have a little sister that lives across the water?" And she said, "Yeah, I do." And she goes, her name was Baba Morgan. It was something like that. It was Baba something. And she goes, "Did she just lose a baby?" And my sister said, "Yes, she did." And she goes, "It was a boy." And she said, "But tell your little sister, don't worry, he's decided he's coming back." And within 3 months, I was pregnant with Thomas. So, yeah. So I always knew he was a resurrection. She said he wasn't ready yet. He just wasn't ready yet. Tell her he just wasn't ready yet, but he's decided he's coming back. And within 3 months, I think it was like almost 3 months later, I was pregnant. I knew within 7 days. I got up, we had the Shrek rules, and then literally 7 days to the day, and I remember it was a Wednesday. So I conceived on a Wednesday, and then the following Wednesday, as soon as my feet hit the ground, I wanted to vomit. I knew there and then I was pregnant. So Bubba was right. So I would like to invite Gypsy readers and Eastern European readers to my festivals, because they are some of the best in the world, as well as Persians. Now, the thing is, with my ancestors, when we fled Egypt, after we had to flee the Saudi Illuminati bollocks, my high priestess ancestors in my royal household, my great grandmothers and that, they became Bedouins, and my great grandmother used to travel all over Persia and the Middle East to do readings for kings and queens and sultans and all of that. She made a fortune doing it, because she just continued what she was doing as a high priestess for the royal household of Al Rashid, and just took it on the road on the back of camels, and she became, I'd love to investigate, to be honest, she became famous for it. So it's in my blood. And when I go to Switzerland, it's something that we'll do. So I'm just giving you a wee taste. I may never bring the cards out again, this may be it, but I'm just giving you a wee taste. I'm letting you have a peek behind the veil to see the real me. I grew up with this. Before I could even walk, I grew up with my fire, my aunties and my sisters and my mums and my mum and all my cousins and that, doing readings for each other around the table, palm readings, tea leaves readings, coffee cup readings. My mum taught me how to do the tea leaves and the coffee cups and the palm readings and that, the dream interpretation, all of that. That was my mum, my Māori mum. So this is nothing for me. I always say, growing up in my household was like living in the movie Practical Magic. With the aunties and the two little girls, that was my life. And so my store, Alchemist Cavern, remember in that movie, Sandra Bullock had the shop with all her natural organic products and stuff? That will be the Alchemist Cavern. That's my life. She grew up with that in the movie. I grew up with it. And so all of that stuff is going to be at the Alchemist Cavern. And when I do finally sit down and get my, because there's two types of tarot decks that I want to design based on the old ways, the traditional ways, the old ways, taking tarot cards back to what they used to be. I'll sell them all in the Alchemist Cavern. That's like my bewitching shop, not my department store. My all my bewitching stuff, my talismans and pendulums and jewelry and all of that that's talismanic, and my potions and all of that sort of stuff will be at the Alchemist Cavern. My beauty products, my spritz, all that sort of stuff. See my spritz. If you have any kind of infection, like ear infections, especially, spray this in your ear, get rid of it. If you have like infections on your skin, like if you have red sore skin, little burns on your skin, use that because it's antibacterial and antifungal. It does wonders for like ear infections. You could spray this in your kids' ears, your baby's ears. You know, when they're teething and they have sore ears, you could even rub this into their gums. It won't taste great, but it won't poison them or make them sick. So, yeah, but I'll be selling baby food. I made my own baby food because I made it for my boys. But I've got like a whole thing. I can't wait to get there. I'm waiting on one phone call. When I get that phone call and I connect with the person on the other end, that's when it all begins. I'm just waiting on that one phone call. So there you go for now. I don't know if I'll make another video regarding my cards, or if I feel drawn to do a reading for anyone out there. I don't know. This might be it, but I'm just showing you how I do it and to get you started. And if you have any questions, you know where I am. I'll speak to you later. Until next time, ka kite anō. Just wait till I get to Switzerland, man, and oh God, it's going to be, I've got like a whole universe to open up for you to walk through that you didn't even know was there, because I'm parting the veil and letting you have a peek. Mwah.